Jobs and Skills Summit was held at Parliament House in Canberra this week, attracting more than 140 representatives from business, unions, industry and government. To address skills shortages, the Albanese government will lift Australia's permanent migration cap from 160,000 up to 195,000 each year. It will also fund an additional 180,000 places at TAFE and is aiming to have legislation ready by the end of this year to improve our enterprise bargaining system. Here's a few highlights from business and industry leaders at the summit.
Well, I think that, number one, I think this government's going to do a great job. I think that there's great opportunities for Australia to, industries that are going to be onshored again after being offshored to China. I think a lot of companies are going to, with all these supply chain bottlenecks due to COVID or due to the Ukraine war, there's going to be a lot of industries companies and industries come back to Australia, and I think that we should encourage that.
Look, I think it's been really pleasing, and it's been building on these relationships that have been started to be worked on over the last couple of months, and we're certainly looking at opportunities of consensus here and opportunities of taking things forward. I think what's been really fantastic is an acknowledgement that small businesses play a really important role in the economy, and it's important to acknowledge all the difficulties that they face to help them continue to build the economy through great employment, great innovation and keeping connected with their community. It's just so important.
I think it's just common sense. We actually need more skilled labour here, but we've got to work incredibly hard on getting our own homegrown skilled labour. We have to look for our children, our less, if you like, fortunate population. We've got to look hard at our vulnerable populations.
There is a large shortfall in long-distance heavy drivers particularly. We're heading into peak, we've had COVID. Our drivers are being recruited to go back into the mines. The Ukraine crisis has added that challenge, and it's only going to grow. But I'm really hopeful that conferences like today, organised by Jim Chalmers, is a really positive step forward for long-term planning for what we need for our country. But I personally would like us to change how we measure unemployment. Unemployment today includes part-time workers. There are 13 million women that live in this country, and only 3 million women work full-time. We complain that we don't have enough super. We won't have enough super for your generation if our generation don't ensure we start addressing the underemployment crisis of women.
So what we want to see is those businesses right across the country, small businesses, farming businesses, getting skills from both on-the-job training and from increased migration. We need skills in this country from the very basic right through to the most advanced. Australia's banks need those advanced skills, but the customers that those banks bank, small businesses, big enterprises, they're desperate for labour and they're being held back because they cannot fill jobs.
This discussion is heading in the right direction. We need labour. It's the number one issue for business at the moment. The quickest short-term fix is by lifting skilled migration. Then we also have to deal with our own skills crisis.
The boot test is going to be re-looked at, which we applaud. We need more flexibility in the workforce and greater productivity so that we can share those benefits with the team.
The devil's in the detail. There's some detail we need to see out of this to see how it works and make sure there's not unintended consequences, and that's what we're all waiting for.